Thanks for joining me again, guys. In the last video, I showed you how to set up Google Analytics, and this is what it's supposed to look like once it's been set up and running for a few days. You're able to see all of this stuff. The goal of this video is to set up conversion tracking so that you can come in here in the conversions and you can track goals to see and make sure people are doing what you set it out. Now, like I explained in the last video, a conversion is a specific goal or an action you want someone to take on your website. For the website that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using a form submission button. So they'll put in their name, their email address, all that fun stuff, and then they'll click send, and I want to track how many times that happens. In order for me to do that, though, I'm going to need to use Google Tag Manager. So let's go ahead and get started there. So I've already created it. It's pretty simple. You go here, create admin, and it'll ask for a name, ask for the URL, and as soon as you click through that, it's going to send you to the code that you need to put into your website, just like we did in Google Analytics, with one extra step. What I want to do is I want to show you, just in case you accidentally click through and you lose that code, where you find it. So this is going to be your normal workspace. Whenever you load up, this is what you'll see. In order to get to the code, you go to admin and you go to install Google Tag Manager. So you can see there's two sets of code. This one is the same exact way that you did with Google Analytics. This one's a little bit different. I'll show you that change. But let's go ahead and go to the website. Again, with my theme, it can be unique from theme to theme or even from platform to platform. With WordPress, Squarespace, you might need to Google and check to find out how to get to the header code. But I do it in Theme Editor. And then from here, we go ahead and we scroll down, and I need to get to my theme header file. So here's our theme header file. We click on this, scroll down, my first entrance, so we're looking for the header tag. My first entrance is Google Analytics. That's already in there, and I want to leave that as my number one. And then my next one is going to be Google Tag Manager. So I already copy and pasted it into my website, but that's what you want to do. Once you copy and paste that in, you save the file. And now you're going to do the second step, that second piece of code. This is where it differs from your Google Analytics. So you copy and paste this in, and it says that it wants to be the first thing in the body tag. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find body. For my particular template or theme, it's right next. It's right after the end of the head, starts the body. So then I copy and paste it in here. Again, I already did this one. So whether you do that, Control Z, or just copy and paste that in, this is what it will look like. Okay, once you do that, you want to make sure that you update your file. And now Google Tag Manager is installed on your website. So this is great. We're going to go to our workspace now, and we're going to create a tag. Now what a tag does is it measures something on your website, and what I'm going to have it measure is every single click. Everywhere someone clicks, I want it to measure. From there, what it will do is it'll tell me. The way that it tells me is this right here, this plugin. You want to make sure that you put this plugin onto a Chrome browser. So moving forward, you need to make sure that you're using your Chrome browser. This is called Google Tag Assistant. I'm going to go ahead and enable that. When I get to my website, it'll tell me what tags are running, and it'll tell me exactly what clicks are doing. But make sure you download that. So we're going to move into building our tags. So we're going to come here. We're going to build a tag out. We want to sync it with Google Analytics. So we click here. We're looking for events. This is very important. You want to click on events because that's how we're going to sync it together with our goals. It's through events under our custom view and goals. These are things that you choose, but you'll need to come back to these. So I'm going to do, this is form submission. This is my 5th attempt at it, so I'm going to put 5. The action is click send. And then I want to label it as just click. Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that, at click. Now, I'm going to sync it. I've done this a couple times. What you're going to need to do is click New Variable. So click on New Variable. Since we're syncing with Google Analytics, it's going to ask for your tracking ID number. This is where you get it, is you go under here, into Settings, under Tracking Info, Tracking Code. This is where you get your tracking ID number. So you're going to copy and paste this in, and then you're going to go back, you're going to plug it in. Once you save it, it's going to ask for you to give it a name. So I'm going to do form sub, again, this is my 5th attempt, so I'm going to put 5, and it is now saved. Now we need to create a trigger. So under trigger, what a trigger does is that's what's going to be measuring it. Now I've done lots of different triggers and for other things, but you won't have any of these open, so you need to click a new trigger. And so you're going to build out this one. It's pretty simple. We're going to be looking under clicks. There's a lot of things that you can do, as you can see, and I only know clicks really. So if you want to learn more, there's lots of videos, bloggers, YouTubers that will show you. And right now we're going to look for all clicks. We're going to come back and switch it over here, but I'll explain why we're going to do all clicks when we get there. I'm going to save it. I'm going to give it a trigger name. We're going to do click sub, and it's our 5th try. So again, save it. Okay. Now this tag is saved. I'm going to give it a name. Form submission. Again, it's for our 5th try. And that is now saved. There's something important that you need to do too. You need to come over here to variables, and you need to, I already have them preset, but you need to scroll down under clicks. You need it to be watching for all of these variables so that we know exactly what what's customizable to the clicks. So click on all of these. Once you do that, you've got your tags. Great. We've got it set up here in Form 5. It's not live on our website yet till we push submit, but I want to preview it. So we're going to go ahead and click preview. And so now I can go to my website. It's going to give me a little preview view. I want to view my site. Because I have this on, that box showed up. I'll show you how to get to it if it didn't show up immediately for you. But what we're doing is we're tracking all these clicks. We want to make sure that we get clicks, and our goal is to track every time this send button happens. But we don't know what the code is. I'm not a coder, software developer, so I don't know how to track it, and that's why we're going to use this. So if you have this downloaded and enabled, it says we got Google Tag Manager going, Google Analytics, and then this is also Google Analytics is running. Perfect. Now we're going to just do a hard refresh, and this box shows up right here. I have Facebook Pixel running, so that's why that tag says it fired. But every time I click somewhere on the site, it's going to track it. Click. There's another click. And right now, under Form Submission 5, I have it tracking every click. No matter what happens, I want it to track it. But we don't want that to happen eventually. So let's go ahead and run through the process that we want our potential clients to do. So they're going to put in their name, their email address, they're going to put in a subject line, and then they're going to put in a little bit. They're going to say, I want your money, give me, or take my money, right? And then they're going to click send. And that's what's important, right? Now, at least let's see what was the last click that happened. So we're going to come over here, Form Submission 5 fired, and variables. Remember, we had you click those variables on. If you didn't, you would not be able to see all of this information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go under Click Classes. What this is this is unique to this single click. And I'm going to copy it. This is now what we're going to use to change what we have on our Tag Manager. So remember I said we want to do all clicks. Well, now we're going to change it down to 1. So we're going to go to our trigger and we're going to change it a little bit to some clicks. This is click class is the variable that we're searching for. You could put in a lot of different variables. Make sure it's under click class, and it needs to contain what I copy and pasted. And that right there, once we have that plugged in, we save. And now what this one trigger is going to do is it's only going to search, and when someone hits the click button, it's going to tell us. It's going to say, hey, they just sent a message to you. And now that we have that all updated, we can submit those changes. You want to give it a little description name with each version that you update. So it makes it easy for you to track it. So we're going to do form sub 5 I think we got it. Publish that. Now that's going to be live on our site. It's going to be tracking that information. We can see that it's in here in the tags running 4 minutes ago. It's from the last time we updated it. Now we're going to go to Google Analytics and we're going to create a goal. The way that you do that is, again, you go to Admin, then you go under Goals. It's right next to that tracking info. I have some goals that I've created in the past. We're going to go ahead and turn this one off because it's not running right now, and we're going to create a new goal. So in order to do this, we're not going to use one of the preset templates that Google Analytics has. We're going to go under Custom. From there, we're going to give it a name, Form Sub 5, because it's working for us. This is the fourth goal I've made, so that's why it's showing there. And we're looking under Event, because if you remember right, we clicked Event originally, we want to click Event again. We'll continue, and this is where we finish everything up. So we go here, we go under, sorry, we want to leave preview mode, but we're going to go under Form Submission 5. Go Form Submission 5, and it'll give us those. So our category is Form Sub 5. So we're going to put in Form Sub 5. Our action is going to be click Send. If you remember, our last one was click. Right there, our label is click. So we're going to put in, you don't need to put in value. If you want to put in a monetary, you're welcome to do whatever that is that you put in, but we're not going to do that. Use this event value as a goal value for conversions. Want that to be clicked yes. Let's see if this goal shows. Right now it's showing 0 conversions. Based on that, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll save it anyways. And now it's running. The way that we test to make sure it is running, though, is we come over to real time. So just so you're aware, you have your conversions down here and you have your behaviors. So that you've got your goals, your overview. It won't show immediately. It'll actually take about 48 hours for it to show, and on the same thing on events. If you go under behavior and events, it'll take 48 hours for it to show. But if you come over here to real time, this is how you know it's working. So right now, I was testing this earlier, so we can see this happened about 6 minutes ago. This happened. Now if I go to our website and I click the send button, and then I come back, it didn't show. That's because I didn't do the same steps. So I need to put in my name, all of this, a little bit of info, some words, and then send it. Now that's the same click. If I come in here, it should show that we have a new action taken. I want to refresh it because sometimes you need to refresh. But we come over here under events or conversions, one or the other, and it says we just had it happen just a second ago. Because I've been doing this a couple times, I've got a few overlapping conversions, so that's why you're seeing more. If you just do it that one time, the way I showed you, you won't be hyperinflating the numbers to 6. So just in case you're worried about that, don't need to worry about that. And that is how you set up conversion tracking. The next video is going to be about how to set up Google Pixel, or not Google Pixel, I apologize, Facebook Pixel to also do conversion tracking, because those are going to be some of the 2 biggest ones that you use in the industry. Anyways, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Thanks, guys.